Hello, hello, my friends, and welcome to Ocean Light, our first episode of our Dagger Heart mini-series, where we're going to be playing the game. I'm going to run it so that we can all get our feet wet in a brand new system.
Mhm.
Woohoo.
My feet are so dry right now.
That being said, chat, this is a brand new
Positively
system for
harsh.
us all, which means that there will be mistakes. There will be times where we have to figure out what the fuck we're doing. And most importantly, there will be times where I make mistakes. Um, and
Yeah, so be nice to us.
be nice to us. Look, as be kind. Just be kind.
Remember, the only difference between a novice and a master is a master has failed much more.
Yes.
Daggerheart really is coming into a lot more of the circuits I've been noticing, so it's brand new for a lot of gaming groups, you know?
Yeah. People are picking it up because it's a decent game system. But before we get into our fun Ocean Light campaign, a few announcements. Announcement number one: other shows on the channel. Tomorrow night, some form of the Sprout stream will be taking place with Will, Matt, Sarah, and Data. Join us for that and some fun times. On Wednesday, Wild Ambitions happening. Wild Ambitions happening, and I'm going to have to talk to Cooper about possibly rebuilding Christine.
Again?
Because the Guardian class is now out, and
Oh.
it is kind of exactly what Cooper wants to do with a character. So we'll
Christine coded.
touch base with that, and we'll see what
Once we're
happens.
all back in our respective bodies.
Yes,
We're
once
doing a
we're going
body
back.
swap episode, everyone.
Yes, there was body swapping.
Again!
There
My-
continues to be body swapping.
There will be more.
My least favorite trope from like old television like weekly shows.
I
Listen,
think it's neat.
It's surprisingly relevant right now because of the new Freaky Friday. But speaking of Freaky Fridays, this Friday, the Astral Calling. Our party is getting Dreamcella up and running.
Oh Lord, I forgot about that.
Dreamstock.
Dreamstock.
We went with Woodstock because it made a lot more sense to
Yeah.
Maya and me.
So if you want to see our party attempt to organize a intergalactic during people's dreams music festival in order to harness their emotions to use a ritual to bring one of their friends' moms back to being a whole person rather than just shards of a personality in the universe, join us on Friday to see that process happening.
May or may not create a playlist specifically of songs that Cypress will be
And
playing.
I have other bands that are like ready to join y'all. I got so many fun things for y'all. Then on Saturday, the Tabletop Bros, Inkbound, now with more classes and unlocking even more classes. We're all really enjoying it. Calf has been carrying our sorry asses through a lot of the game, but I think that's largely because of the class that they picked to play. Then on Sunday, Cozy Co-op, Lumen Island. We're taking a break from Stardew because all of us are kind of burnt out on it. Imagine a Studio Ghibli farming sim.
Are you guys ever going to play the new Shire game?
I
Eventually.
Currently playing it right now, it's only single player.
Yeah, the whole conceit of the hobbits is that they're such a sweet, kind little community.
Currently only single player, just like Coral Island, which will eventually play together when they get their asses together and finish their multiplayer update. Then, on Monday nights, we have Ocean Light for the next foreseeable future. And then once we're done Ocean Light, we'll be doing Matt's campaign, the Art Deco Daggerheart game, possibly.
No.
Which
Yes,
I
indeed.
am always going to mispronounce the name of, because it's surprisingly close to a Minecraft magic mod, and so my brain has attached the two wires together of them.
Always of Novosarum?
Yeah.
God, speaking of, no one's gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about, but speaking of Magic the Gathering, has anyone watched the new season of Pantheon Stalking with Garter Belt, where they did
I
a
saw
whole
screenshots.
11-minute bit absolutely lambasting Magic the Gathering?
I should actually look for
Oh,
the
I-
clip of that.
Oh, it was
It was hilarious. I saw it on
brutal.
TikTok.
And Yu-Gi-Oh! They just went for all card games and just like went in and true Pantheon stalking. Listen, if you've never watched a Pantheon stalking episode before, it's gonna be a hard watch because it's a very specific kind of humor. But if you know what you're in for, it's a good time.
Very niche. If you've already like committed and understand, you're like peak.
Yes, you get it.
The Pantheon stalking. I'm so happy when they were like, we're sending out more. I was like,
Yes.
So that's all of
I
our
mean,
announcements for the channel now. Let's get into our introductions of our cast. Of course, we have our wonderful Monday night crew, former lore speakers, now students once again. Starting off with the person responsible for the lovely overlay you see on the channel tonight. We have Matt. Matt, how you doing tonight?
I was never a lore speaker, technically.
you were a lore
speaker.
lore
Lore
bringer.
bringer.
Creative.
I
We're
like
lore
that.
creative.
Ooh.
Matthew Urban, the lore
Hold on,
bringer.
how can I work that into the lyrics of Thunderbringer from Epic the Musical?
I still have to listen to that track.
Unfortunately, thunder is 2 syllables, lore is only 1.
And Matt, this is a very important question for you today.
Yeah.
You have an option. Okay, you have 2 options. You have 2 doors in front of you. One door, if you go through it, will lead you into a fantasy world of your creation. One of the many worlds that you've created. The other door will lead you into one of the fantasy worlds that has been written by somebody else. Which door do you take?
Do we get to choose the someone else?
No, it is just a it is a randomized fantasy world that someone else wrote. Everyone else's question is going to be a little bit different, just
See,
because.
Oh, nasty.
I'm probably going to choose my own creation door,
Mhm.
because if I go to the random fantasy one, I might end up in
Actually-
Warhammer Fantasy, where someone will burn me at the stake for knowing math.
That's
Well,
fair.
I don't know math, so I might actually be safe there.
Well, you might be too pretty, and they'll think you're like a demon, so they'll burn you anyway.
I don't think I need to worry about that, but thank you, Matt.
Everyone here, too pretty. You're
Someone-
obviously a temptress from the dark gods.
Someone who is better than the Dark Gods. We have McKenna playing tonight with us. How you doing tonight, McKenna?
Thank you for that high bar, William. I'm doing great.
It's a very high bar.
Be careful, Will. Remember what happened to Arachne.
I didn't say.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
didn't
have
say.
all the
I
dark
didn't say
gods on
the
my
Greek.
ass.
But
yes, tonight I am playing Hazel Pumpkin Pond.
oh, well,
It's a new
don't
character,
introduce
so
the character
feeling-
just yet. We're
No.
doing it. We're doing that in stream. We're doing that in the game. I'm sorry, McKenna.
Are we not on stream playing
No,
the game?
in the game. We're doing it in the game. In the game.
Wow, then I guess I'm playing a mystery character. Woo! But my name is McKenna Ray Tynan, McKenna Ray Art on all of the socials. And did you say that you were going to change this question
I
slightly?
will change it slightly for you, because I don't know how many like fantasy worlds that you've created yourself, so it might be like a 1 or 2 options versus a 7 to 8 option, right? Like I want to give you many more options. So in one door is a fantasy world that's contained in a book, and another door is a fantasy world that's contained in either film or television.
This is bad. I would rather can I just pick the door where it's my own and I don't need to worry about possibly ending up in the Attack on Titan universe or in technically because it's a light novel as well, the SAO universe. I like Matt's question better.
How many fantasy worlds have you created, McKenna?
None.
It would just be an empty void, and you'd just be
Well,
floating there alone.
I would make one and then I'd go through the door,
You'd
which
be
would
floating
be
You'd be
it
floating
would
there
be a
alone.
world, a fantasy world of my own making.
You're like,
Spot This is Spot the DM in the
Ah.
chat.
specifically for the purpose of living there and not getting my shit rocked. Because otherwise I could end up like truly neck deep in some turmoil that I do not want to deal with. Like I would never want to live in the world of Game of Thrones, nor would I want to live necessarily in the world of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, both of which I would consider fantasy, if not
Mhm.
high fantasy, but fantasy.
Buffy's technically is technically low fantasy. It takes place in our world.
Yeah, urban fantasy.
Yeah,
Mm.
But still fantasy.
it's still fantasy.
Anyway, that's my answer. I wanna DIY it because I don't trust those other authors. They're mean and they like to torture their characters.
Well, speaking of people who like to torture characters, they write, Sarah, how are you doing tonight, Sarah?
I'm doing swell, everybody. Hi, I'm Sarah, also known as Cosmic Deity 746 on Twitch.
Sarah, for your door, you get the same one as Matt. World that you've created, one of many. It'll be randomly selected, or a world that already exists in fiction or fantasy.
World that I created.
Just instant.
The statistically,
Mm-hmm.
although the other one could be, oh, a great world, one that I desperately want to be a part of, there's just so many. Right, there's just so many on the negative scale. It really is a luck of the draw.
Mm-hmm.
And as we all know, my luck is shit. So I'd rather go with a world I have built because then I understand the rules.
That's fair and valid. We also have Zoe, who will be in and out throughout the evening tonight. But Zoe is here now. Zoe, say hi, and fantasy world that you've made, or fantasy world that exists in fiction.
Hi everybody, I'm Zoe. I go by Zosie Pose on the internet, and I would say a world of fiction. My brain is all over the place lately, so I would probably make a world that would be dangerous. And I want to be safe and comfy.
That's fair and valid. And lastly, hello, my name is Will. I'll be game mastering for this Daggerheart game and mini series. And for my own answer to my own question, it's one of those things where it's a bit of a crapshoot either way for me, because when you've been GMing for almost 2 decades, you've made a lot of worlds. And some of the worlds are safer than others. Like, throw me in the world of a League, and I'm probably okay. I probably don't die a terrible death. Throw me into the world of one of the worlds that I made in high school, and I die. Just instantly. Because the high school Will thought that danger and everyone being sad and angry was good writing. Not the case. It's amazing how much you grow over the years as a writer.
A little baby edgelord.
Yep.
It's a canon event, I fear.
Yeah, it is.
Well, just as a heads up, speaking as someone an indeterminate amount of time older than you, the urge to torture your characters doesn't go away. Glancing at the pile of horrible things I've done to Garl.
Many faces of Garl Rockscar.
I'm more familiar with your writing where you do the opposite of torture Carl. Two sides of the same coin.
I mean, there's angst in those, but then it quickly gets turned into other things.
Mm-hmm.
Like a palate cleanser.
Sure.
Yeah.
Something with the palate.
Something with a palate.
See, I don't get to make those kind of jokes.
But that's what I'm here for.
Yes.
But yeah, so chat, that's all of our introductions done. So we're going to run a short little ad break, just so that we can be uninterrupted for the next 45 or so minutes, and then we'll get right into the game. stars in the night sky, shining brightly and leading the way into the future for all to see. But often we find ourselves looking out to the stars rather than looking directly in front of us. That may not necessarily be the case for the people that we will follow in these short upcoming stories, but it will be something that plays a part. Our story begins in a lovely seaside dormitory built into the bottom of a lighthouse, where a group of 4 students, roommates even, are waking up on the first day of classes and of the first day of the new year of school. The first to stir this evening, well, it's a smaller figure, one of 2, but they're rather not drab, but darker aesthetic. Definitely clashes with the morning light. McKenna, can you introduce your character?
Hazel Pumpkin Pond of the Pumpkin Pond fairy family rolls out of bed rather early in the morning because her distressed, grungy appearance is actually something that takes a while to manifest. It takes a long time to look that bad. It's just a lot of dark makeup and overdone mascara and hair teased in a way that is supposed to look effortless despite the fact that it takes so much effort. And if there is any means to play like a grunge music, little headphones or anything, maybe she's brought a pair of headphones that she sits next to like it is a boombox speaker for her. Because what may be an AirPod for everyone else is a speaker for someone her teeny tiny size. She's a little fairy. She has kind of gray, fluffy moth wings, dyed black hair, and is probably in some kind of oversized fairy band t-shirt that she uses for pajamas.
The Pixies.
As that music begins to blare, another member of our group is going to begin to stir awake. Zoe, can you introduce your character and describe them?
My name is Cole. I like a good snooze on the alarm here and there, and it doesn't hurt anyone, so I think that's fine. So he does smack the alarm a couple times. I would say maybe gives it like 4 good snoozes before actually waking up, which me personally, terrifying, hate that. Yeah, and then he slaps on a secondhand little like blazer and a nice beanie and heads about his day. Maybe drinks a quick cup of like instant powder like coffee kind of a deal.
Yeah, that bean juice is good to go. There isn't like, you can't have like a boiling pot or like a shit, what's it called? Kettle.
I mean,
a kettle in the dorm room technically.
Cold water's fine.
There you go.
It doesn't dissolve.
You can't have a water kettle in your dorm room?
No, you can't. But there is like a little like kitchenette in the the main floor of the dorm itself.
The common area?
The head of the dormitory and the person in charge of the Sable Stable, your dorm, Professor Professor Everett Manning, or Professor Mann, for short, is usually there in the morning with a fresh pot of coffee for everyone. But as our lovely Cole gets his stuff ready to go for the day, another member opens up their eyes and begins to move about, a little bit nervous, a little bit shifty. Matt, can you describe your character to the class?
Beatrice Azur is also a fairy, but is a somewhat different kind of make of fairy in a way. More akin to almost sort of like a kind of armored kind of spider, where they've got little like spikes and almost like little horns. It's a very dark kind of midnight navy coloration on the carapace, and they are kind of still wrapped in kind of this black matte kind of like overcloak that is very good for hiding because it just blends into almost any background that's not, you know, a bright color. But they sort of come awake with a start. They are positioned directly in the middle of their bed, and the moment their eyes open, they pull out a little knife that they have under one of their pillows and just kind of immediately check around the room, and then kind of glance to one side and glance to the other side of the bed, and then just kind of sigh. Put the knife back. Going to check their room for various little traps they've set to make sure no one's been in their room overnight while they were sleeping. Is going to apply some powder to mask any sort of scents that I might have for the day, so I can move about undetected. And I'm going to collect a knitting project that I've had on my side table. And I'm just going to put that into my bag in case I have a free moment to finish it during the day. I don't like anyone to know that I know how to knit.
Fun fact: your three other roommates, whoever the first person to wake up is, usually is the one who disarms all the traps that you set, because you know they have to like get out of here. So it's like, oh, all right, well we know how to break this one.
God's darn Sherry! I'll teach her one of these days. I'll teach her good.
I mean, the four of you are roommates, Matt. It's one of these three. I
like to pretend they don't exist.
And last person to wake up is the person who is fully sleeping through their alarm, which is now blaring at maximum volume. Probably going to be running a little bit late this morning, but never fear. Professor Mann always has some toast ready to go for people who are running late in the main floor in the commissary.
What? Did I really code that anime character? Really?
Watch out for trucks.
Anyway, so Quinn Innit is a fawn ranger. They're probably the tallest of the group, I would say. Comparatively to humans, probably not as tall. They have obviously they have a bottom half of goat-like features with hooves, light brown, which matches their hair and their ears, and then they have little antlers that come out on the top as well. And as she literally, as everybody else leaves, she turns and goes, no. And then she rolls directly off the bunk bed and falls on her face on the ground. And you hear a bah! Loud. She is as she gets ready, she kind of like flusterly gets all things put together, her stuff in her bag and things. She throws on kind of a loose sort of skirt with a lot of like very intricate ties to it, so it takes her a little bit longer. She's also got a halter top with fur collar on it, and again, that is also very like old-fashioned from the woods kind of like wrap. And then as she finishes, she literally like gallops down to leave, and I imagine, as Will has described, catches the toast mid-throw and then just immediately goes Hark! And then starts choking as she runs. But following behind her, hanging off of her tiny tail, just like flapping as she's running to get to class, is a tiny little gray flying squirrel. That's just like going as she's running.
Well, it's funny that you should say that. So the event that you are late for is sort of the opening ceremony of the school. It's the new term, and basically they bring all the students into the gym to have a seat, and a number of announcements are made and all of that. You're all basically sat in like sections based on your dormitory. The Sable Stable being the sort of smallest section, and it's towards the back. So luckily, even though you are a little bit late, you can easily sort of slip in to the thing. But can you, Sarah, make our first roll for the night? I would like you to make me an agility test to see how quickly and quietly you can slip in unnoticed.
17.
All right, so that is that, and that is with fear.
Uh-oh.
So, as you sort of like slip in, you manage to make it in unnoticed. However, the next person to run a little bit late, as they're coming in, you must have made like a noise or something because everyone was a little bit more alert and already looking in the back of the room. So one of the Azure Arachnids who's also running late, a Ribbit, who's coming in with like a book bag and like a staff, sort of like hobbling, half putting on their uniform still and like hopping into the room a little bit noisily, gets the full attention of the crowd. One of the Giantkin in the Azure Arachnid's dormitory kind of stands up and yells, "Vivet, get over here! You're running late! You're making the team look bad!"
Oh boy.
And Vivet says, "Yeah, come in, Talgoth, I'm sorry. And they start sprinting towards them.
Oh no, not the nerd. So Quinn kind of like literally skitter slides into the seat and does that, and then you just see her go.
How do the three of you react to your companion's speedy entrance?
I think Hazel's more distracted by the loud, obnoxious Azure Arachnids in the corner just being so
good.
much.
Actually, I have a question for you, Will.
Yes.
This assembly hall,
Mhm.
big kind of room that's like probably would be also used for if the school's putting on a play or something, like it's an auditorium.
But it's like the school gym as well. So there's
Okay.
like gym, like bruise ball court, and then stage. And this is happening on that stage.
Are
I
there
see
like
what you mean, though.
are there like rafters where they like have the lights?
Yeah, they're not really accessible. And there's like enough like sort of like spots in the crowd that you can kind of blend in pretty easily.
Well, here's the thing.
Mhm.
I would like to use Shadow Stepper.
Okay.
So you can move from shadow to shadow. When you move into an area of darkness or a shadow cast by another creature or object, you can mark a stress to disappear from where you are and reappear in another shadow within far range. When you reappear, you are cloaked. Because I am that extra kid, I'm like, I have to be crouched above the crowd like Batman.
If you want to mark a stress to do that,
I will
you totally can.
Most of my stress marking will be from stupid RP edgelord stuff.
I love that for you, Matt.
So,
Mine
I
will
just-
just be from falling flat on my face, but whatever.
also, I'm just slightly concerned because, as was mentioned in session 0, my actual enrollment in the school is dubious. So anytime we're in a big crowded area, I feel like, uh-oh, someone could corner me and ask me for my paperwork. So I'm just going to observe things from the shadows. So while this noise is going on, like people are distracted by this entrance of this poor frog, Beatrice just sort of like back steps into a shadow and plops out somewhere in the rafters and like pulls their cloak around themselves.
Fair enough.
I might be
Yeah.
visible to some people who are like, what the hell are they doing?
So sick.
You can
Oh,
see
no.
that Professor Mann has just fully clocked you. And they're just like looking up at you with just like this face of, That's par for the course. I'm not going to make a fuss about it.
Where did B go?
You just hear, I am one with the night.
Hazel just sort of
Don't point at me.
don't look.
Just whack John head up. Like, huh? I imagine if it's crowded enough, my antlers may or may not actually hit the person behind me. I'm bending my leg.
As you do, you hear sorry, could you not do that?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. Behind you is Belle, a fungrel, sort of like
Aww.
a big mushroom-capped mushroomman.
She's a fun girl.
And you know them. They're in the room next to yours, but it's one of the rooms that's like a single. So they basically just have like think of it as like basically it's just a bed and a desk and a window, and so you've run into them a couple of times as a group, and they're in a couple of your classes. So they just kind
I
of
do believe, knowing my character, I have run into her a couple of times.
Oh, Belle's very used to it. They're like, oh, it's all good. I have Spongy, so it's okay.
What are we here for?
It's the opening ceremony. I think it's starting. And stepping onto the stage is a Gulpin, one of the turtle people, with a shell that is covered with decorations and carvings of historic events and unsolved magical questions. Their body permanently enhanced with the haste so they can move a little bit more quickly to be a little bit more like normal speed compared to everyone else.
Wow.
Students, welcome. I am Headmaster Argent Yorteller, head of the Lunala Academy. It is with the beginning of this academic year that I welcome you all, students old and new, to our academy to learn, gain friends, and to expand your horizons. This year we have had quite the successful study for everyone involved, starting off with a few of our big sort of good jobs from the last semester. With our Bruiseball team, the head of that team, Captain Talgroth, come on up with the team, Talgroth. And Talgroth, a giant king that you had all seen being a little bit louder beforehand, goes up on stage with 3 other folks, and also Vivet in the back there. It was Talgroth's leadership combined with the many other skills and Vivet's support that led our team to the Intramural Bruiseball Championships, where they claimed victory and got us one of our lovely banners hanging in the gym. Let's give them all a round of applause. And everyone starts politely clapping. It's after a few minutes that you see a Vivet kind of like smiling a bit, and Talgroth just kind of looks at Vivet, and then they put like a stern expression back on their face, like we are tough.
Oh.
Talgroth kind of like waves, grabs the mic. Thank you, coach. And I'm going to tell you all this year that we're going to win it again. We're not going to lose. And we look forward to the open school tournament in a couple weeks. Come and join us if you want a chance to play against the intramural champions. Yeah! And a whole bunch of the Azure Arachnids start cheering, Talgroth, Talgroth, Talgroth. It looks like they're quite the popular guy.
Instantly distrust them.
Argent takes the stage back from Talgroth, the mic. Thank you, Talgroth. And of course, we have many new classes this year, but those will all be in your student handbooks, and you can attend whichever you would like. We just ask that you attend at least 1 class a day. Alrighty, next thing up.
Anyone graduates from here.
And they go through like a sort of Rolodex, and they pulled out, yes, a announcement from our student council president, Yanis Hopestock, and a little fairy comes to like basically fly and land on the mantle of the podium, and they pull the mic down to themselves. McKenna, you recognize Yanis as you're polar opposite. She's bubbly. She has ringlets. And she's
God.
just always happy, positive, joyful, and everyone loves her. Hello, friends. It is I, your student council president. I am so excited to be working with all of you this year. But before we get into that, we have a lot of announcements going on. Of course, we all need to know that our research projects for our second year students, they're going to be due towards the middle of the semester. So make sure that you have something fun figured out that you're going to be presenting to the entire school. Alrighty, alright. Other than that, we need some more volunteers to help out with the student council. So if you want to have a part of this school's awesome student council, come and join us. And lastly, just a big thank you to everyone. You're all wonderful friends, and I look forward to the new connections and new friendships that we can make all together this year.
Up in the rafters, I'm desperately trying to remember the recipe for a poison that one of my moms taught me.
You're so hardcore.
I'm just like, I just do not like this person. They rub me the wrong way.
Hazel's just sunk all the way down in her seat because she's like, ugh, gross. Also, if anyone even looks at me, even attempts to ask me to join student council, it's not ending well for them.
I'm so curious to find out how anime this student council is. Are they the real power in the school?
Oh,
Can they
God.
order someone to be killed?
Oh God.
I feel like Quinn turns to Cole and goes, "Does the student council do what counselors do, which is determine the situation and where to move next on the plains? Why is there a council for an island? You can't go anywhere."
I guess that's just the way it is.
I think they just
Strange.
make decisions on like prom. It's not that serious.
Oh, what's a prom?
You're better off not knowing.
Okay.
With that, a few more announcements come by. A couple of the teachers are brought up, including the heads of each of the dormitories. So Terish, a fawn teacher, comes up, and they're introduced as the head of the Azure of the not the Azure Arachnids, of the Golden Vipers. A Furborg is brought up, and Ambrosh is their name. They're introduced as the head of the Azure Arachnids dormitory for the year. And the head for the my last dormitory, whose head is not here yet. The head of the Cardinal Court is nowhere to be seen. They're MIA. But yeah. Otherwise, after that,
Who's the head of the Cardinal Court?
the Cardinal Court's head is a person named Zenny. Zenny Hartwick. She's a human, but people haven't seen her today.
I'm making a note of that.
Bodes poorly.
Interesting.
But other than that, the rest of the announcements are given by sort of just general announcements are handed out, like new cafeteria memories. We have a new lunch lady and lunch lad.
The lunch lad.
They're unfortunately out of corn for the first day of school, so there won't be any corn served. But do not worry, they have carrots instead.
Carrot cuties.
I'll accept it. I'm not happy about it, but I'll accept it.
I love a good carrot when it's cooked in honey with a little bit of dill. Delicious. But yeah, so the rest of today is basically left up to all of you until the end of the day. Basically, right before dinner time, there is a dormitory meeting that happens where Professor Manning has asked everyone to come and just have a short meeting about the dorm and life in the dorm for the semester. It is also mandatory, I'm afraid. But other than that, the rest of your day is up to all of you. So it is just required that you attend one class a day.
What a killer school.
Hazel's down to do a lot of her classes actually. What are the options for classes?
So there are a wide variety of classes in your student handbook. Some of the highlights for Hazel include the poetry class. That one will be happening a little bit later today. In addition to that, though, there is sort of a general magic fundamentals class. There is a magic and mythology class, which is very interesting, where it's basically like talking about magic used in like legends and things, and how those spells aren't necessarily actual spells, but they can be multiple spells that have been basically put into one spell for the sake of a legend. And then other than that, there's basically any class that you can really think of. They have classes for basic life skills. They have classes for advanced mathematics and math magic, which is using equations and things to create magical effects. They have classes for theatrical expression. They have classes for botany. They have classes for alchemy, dance, anything you can think of. Yes, Zoe.
Who's Zoe?
Yes, Cole.
Do they have classes for rocks?
They do have a geology class.
But is that a class for rocks?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. I have my one class a day.
Hazel.
Yeah.
At one point, Beatrix sort of like appears at one of your shoulders and casually asks, not that I'm particularly interested or anything, but are any of the classes you're attending or know of involve magic portals?
Portals. Maybe. I think I was looking at this defensive magic course. Anything that could be like practically applied to battle magic is Hazel's first priority. So obviously, learning how to defend yourself is up there.
I would think portals sound like a kind of thing that's got a lot of intricacies to it.
Beatrice, despite being so suave and slick, was completely unaware that Quinn was there, so spins around and is like, "Huh."
Oh.
Quinn's just like-
Quinn's actually super right about that. Portals are like...
How are you so
some
stealthy? You have
top-tier
hooves.
shit.
I need to go and let my family into the house. I apologize. I locked the door and I don't think they brought most of them on the trip. I'll be right back.
Why do you not bring your keys with you on your trip?
I'll be right back. They assumed they'd be home. That's all.
I'm just one of those people that always brings everything with me because I fear if I don't. Like, there was someone recently who took to the internet, a Canadian actually, who was very, very upset that they had gone to August Cantina at Disneyland and had not been allowed to drink there because they had a digital passport, like a scan of their passport instead of the real thing. And they were like, that's not fair. And everyone was like, why did you not have your passport on your person in another country? That's like international travel 101.
What?
And I didn't realize that there were people who just like left the house without keys or left their hotel without their passport on an international, like people just do that.
And they were just in Calgary. But I believe some discussion of classes were going on. So there are going to be basically 2 periods that we're going to show today. So you'll get to pick 2 actions that you want to do for school actions. You have a variety of options. You can either attend classes, or you can go to one of the school's many facilities, whether that be the Bruise Ball Arena, the library, the bathrooms, the cafeteria, whatever you can think of as a setting, you can go there and do it.
Oh, the bathrooms?
Yes, you can just go hang out in the bathrooms.
I will do that at least once today and, pretend to act cool just in the corner in case someone comes in and, smoke my terribly wrapped cigarettes.
So for this first period, what does everyone want to do?
Hazel will go to whatever either like defensive battle magic or battle magic class is on the roster.
Okay. Then that works. And I'll start with Hazel then, and then we'll just jump through everything else, unless someone else is going to that class as well.
No.
Beatrice?
Not today.
Fair enough then. So
I have my own plans.
I see.
there is a defensive magic class going on. It is a sort of defensive theory and magical tactics. And that one's being taught by Teresh, the head of the Golden Vipers.
Yes.
And it's a decently popular lecture. There's a number of people who have been brought in, and each student kind of sits down. Where do you sit in the classroom?
In the back by the window, pretending not to pay attention. She's paying very close attention.
I think as you're sitting there, the class is about to begin, and just as it looks like you're about to make it safely into the classroom, someone comes and sits next to you.
Oh, the worst.
And her voice is already grating on your soul.
God fucking damn
Oh, friend, it's so good to see you. It is in fact Yanis. How have you been? How was your time off? Did you enjoy yourself?
it. It was fine.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. So listen, there's been a couple free spots in the student council, and I was wondering if you would want to join up with us.
Hard pass.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm sure
She's
there's
so cute. I'm so sorry.
I'm sure there's like many other. I'm sure you're very busy. McKenna, if you want, you can have yourself roll a. This is why I need to have my cheat sheet open.
She has me totally cornered too because I have nowhere else to go. There's just the window on the other side of me.
Yeah, so I would like you to roll a check. Give me a second to bring up which check I want you to roll.
I believe in you.
This is why I need to have the. I thought I had the cheat sheet marked that I needed marked, but apparently I didn't have it bookmarked. I only have 2 bookmarks in this book. Here it is. I need you to roll me a either instinct or presence roll.
What am I aiming to accomplish here?
It is your choice. Either to get a read on her or to play her off. Whatever you prefer.
Okay. Let's make a presence roll.
Okay.
And hope that I do it correctly. Okay. That's a 20.
That's a 20 with hope.
With hope.
So as you basically
Mark Hope?
Yes, mark hope.
Oh.
Don't forget to give yourself a hope.
Hopes are important resources.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
As you sort of jump into that, she can notice that like the lecture's about to start, and she thinks that you're just like getting ready to sort of like focus on the class. She's like, "Oh right, I'll leave you alone. I hope we get to talk more though."
Okay. I'm sorry, I feel so bad. She seems sincerely nice. I wasn't prepared for that.
If it makes you feel better, an image of Beatrix in your head just...
It does. It does make Hazel feel better to imagine Beatrix's approval. Oh, hi, Teddy.
And now I would like you to roll me a knowledge roll to see how well you keep up with the class.
Oh, boy. Okay. This is the thing I'm actually supposed to be good at.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, a 13 with fear.
So a 13 with fear is a success.
Okay.
I will, though, have you, if you would like to, you can follow the lecture, but if you want to really understand it and like really absorb the knowledge, I'd like you to mark a stress.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it starts off very simple, like it's just sort of like general defensive tactics and theories, when to use barrier magics, how to stack barrier magics, but then she quickly they quickly get in. Teresh quickly gets into sort of more advanced uses for barrier magics and stacking barrier magics in geometrical patterns on top of each other to improve strength and reflective capabilities. And that's when things start to speed up. You can see a lot of the class sort of like falling behind as they are. At the end of the class, they ask everyone to attempt a multi-layered barrier using the instructions they provided, and you having to use a lot of your focus and mental energy, hence the stress, you're able to succeed at it. You manage to make a decent mental barrier using barrier magic that creates like a hexagonal multi-layered barrier. It's very impressive, and you're one of the few students, Yanis included, who's able to do so.
Light work.
Teresh takes note.
Good.
Oh, but yeah.
Teresh will remember that.
Good, as they should.
But yeah, that's that class for you. It's a very good class. You seem to be very successful in it. Let's jump over to you, Zoe. What do you do in this first sort of segment of time?
Cole's actually gonna go back to the stable, and take like a nice fat nap.
Yeah, that's fair.
Looking for like a good spot, I guess, like in like the lighthouse or like near the lighthouse. That's not quite his room to take a good nap.
There is in the lighthouse part of the actual like dorm, like a surprisingly like comfy padded sort of nook about halfway up the lighthouse that has a window where the sun at this time of day just hits it just right. As you are resting there, you are joined by another creature. A cat comes walking down the stairs. Is Mittens, Professor Man's cat. And they see you sort of like lounging on the padded cushion in that sunspot, and they just kind of like paw at your feet a bit and then look up at you expectingly.
Am I in your spot?
You see them jump up and just like land on your lap, and then they like curl up and start to nap.
Oh. This is a good spot.
And Cole, you're able to get a good nap in. Whilst you are sleeping, can you make me a... This is an instinct roll. Make me an instinct
roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a 17 with hope, with fear. So you start to stir awake a little bit. And you do so in a way that kind of throws Mittens and surprises Mittens.
Oh.
And Mittens appears to be a little bit distressed when you wake up that way. And they're kind of like...
Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Don't normally wake up from a nap like that. You okay?
If you want, you can make me a presence check. Roll presence for me. 15. So 14 with fear. The cat is not mad at you, but they are a little bit jolted and scared, and they just kind of zip up the stairs.
If you want next meal, I'll sneak you a little something.
Oh.
Otherwise, though, your nap goes uneventfully.
He's
Matt.
just mad at me. Oh.
Matt, your first class period, what are you doing?
So, while of course, my first thought is to go and, farm reputation in the bathroom by just staying in the bathroom and smoking. Because you got to put the time in if you're going to, develop a
Yeah.
mystique. Did I hear you say
Mystique.
something about a class that's based on wielding magic with mathematics?
Yes.
Or is that's separate from the defensive magic
That
class?
is
Not
separate.
for
This,
magic.
this is meta magic theory.
So, I want to find out where that class is,
Okay.
and then if it has a window,
Mhm.
stealthily crack the window, and then essentially sit with my back against the wall under the window so I can absorb the class without going into the class, and so no one can see me.
That's fair. Yeah, you can do that pretty easily. That class is actually taught by Professor Everett Manning.
Ah, yes, man.
And yeah, the window is cracked. The door does get locked when the class starts. So like late entry isn't really allowed in. So you manage to make it there. You crack a window, and you're kind of sitting there as the lecture begins. And then there's like a little bit of noise beside you as like wheeling through like a decorative bush on the side of the school right now is what appears to be a little clank. A little clank that has had like golden sort of plating added onto themselves, with like little like on like the shoulder blade areas like little snake heads. And they kind of roll up beside you and say, "Oh, were you running late too?"
Yes, I was late.
Same. Nice to meet you. I'm Advolt.
You may call me Shade.
Shade. Nice name. Yeah. And you can see that they have like all the textbooks out and basically ready to go. Do you have a textbook for the class?
No.
Oh, here we can share. They open
That's
up their.
very nice of you.
Then can you make me a? This is another instinct roll.
Instinct. I will do so. Hold on. Okay, good. Roll. Oh, dang.
Nice. That was a
11 with hope. I'm taking a hope.
That's a hope. Yeah, you notice something really interesting actually in the margins of their textbook. They've written a number of basically their own equations and thoughts for magical equations, and it appears as though they're working on sort of extra dimensional theory in the margins. They notice you like looking at their equations. Oh, that's my research project for the midterms. I'm trying to create a sort of separate sort of demi-plane of some sort that can be used to hold knowledge in books and things. That you can like sort of enter and exit. It could actually be used for travel eventually if I have some sort of like portal nexus inside of it.
What was their name again?
Advolt.
Now we care.
Advolt the Clank.
I'm
Who
very
like
utilitarian.
has a basically like their clank, their like bottom half is like just a singular wheel.
Unicycle. Okay.
Yeah. A singular wheel, and like other than that it's like cylinder with like a single eyeball.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Someone needs to get them a fun jacket. I'll add that to my potential knitting projects.
And when Advolt's sitting down, like the wheel is like up, and they're like.
All right. Well, it's nice to meet you, Advolt. I will certainly have my own textbook next time. Make a note to sneak into this room at a later time and steal.
Well, I mean, I think they just provide them if you go in. I'm a bit of a keener because I really like this sort of class.
I left mine in the dorm first day jitters,
Yeah. Wait, what dorm are you in anyway?
We should probably stop talking.
Yeah,
The class is happening. It's hard to hear from out here as it is.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. And yeah, you have a nice sort of like lecture. Like it goes well. Professor Mann is able to basically go through a lecture talking about sort of general theory and some baseline equations that can be used to build off of more advanced magics into them. I'm basically like, oh, here's the baseline, basically, theorem that we use to produce outside of our self effects. And then based on things that you add to the theorem, changes that you make in like sort of subtle mathematics, I can do things like healing effects or damaging over time effects.
Okay.
Yes. The class
need me
goes
to roll?
decently well. I will need you to make me a knowledge check to determine how
Now.
well you take this in.
I have a +0 in knowledge, sadly. To her great shame, despite having 2 teachers for parents, Beatrice has never been the best student, but she has tried to pick something up. So I would like to spend a hope to use one of my experiences to get a +2 in this. I want to use Teacher's Kid.
Go for it.
So I will subtract a hope, and I will do knowledge, and I will give myself +2 on this from experience. Oh, a 10 with fear. Oh no.
It's really tough to hear, and you're really distracted by the sort of notes in the margins on the textbook of the basically just general interdimensional possible transport theory that you're seeing there. If you want to understand the lecture, you can mark a stress.
I will
or actually,
absolutely...
because this is a failure with fear, it's 2 stress.
Oh boy, I will do that.
Okay.
I feel this is important. I'm already up to 3 stress, and it's not even lunch period yet.
Yep, you are. And now we come to Sarah. What are you doing this first class period, Sarah?
Dance.
You're doing dance. Dance is Ambrosh's class.
Okay.
Ambrosh, the head of the Azure Arachnids. They come in, the Furborg, and they say, hello, class. I am Ambrosh, head of the Azure Arachnids. It's good to see so many dancers here. You have to understand that dance is a wonderful sort of form. Not only that, it's great physical training and excellent if you're a sort of melee person, because it allows you to be more mobile on the battlefield. With that being said, though, we're just going to do some basics today. A nice little warm-up to get ourselves in our bodies, and then we'll go about the rest of our class that way. Standing beside you, Sarah, kind of looking down at you, is the Giantkin, Talgroth, who is in, like, a full-on, like, ballet uniform. Surprisingly well built. He just kind of looks down and says, "Hi. Sable, good to see you. I'm glad there's more folks in this dance class." You've run into them in the dance class a number of times. It's one of their like favorite things that they do.
I'm very excited for this. I love dance so much.
Oh yeah.
I've never taken a class in it though.
Oh, it's you know what? Things are pretty structured. There'll be like a little warm up, and then we'll do some across the floor, and then we'll maybe do a little combination. But that's usually a little bit later on. And you see them kind of like looking around expectively, and coming in late to the class is Vivit.
Oh, Vivit.
Who is like still in their school uniform, and unfortunately Ambrosh looks up and sees Vivit and says, Vivit, go and change. I know you're late. It's fine. Go and change. And Vivit says, "Oh, sorry, Professor." And upon hearing that, Talgroth says, "You're dishonoring the team, Vivit." It's like, "Sorry, Talgroth," and they run off. And Talgroth kind of looks down at you and says, "I wish he would take his studies more seriously. You can't be a member of the premier Bruiseball team intramural champions and have a low grade and low attendance like that. You know, it angers me so much. He's bringing shame to the team name."
Why is he always late?
I don't know. I've asked him, he doesn't answer. He says he's busy looking into ways to make us stronger for the games. And I appreciate that. I tell him he doesn't need to work so hard. But here he is. I don't want him hurting his... I'm honestly thinking about kicking him off the team if things don't get better soon.
Maybe if he's trying to help, maybe he's more as opposed to being like a member of the
Premier Intramural Championship Bruiseball team.
Yeah, but what would you call yourself? Are you an athlete?
Oh, we're the Blue Bolts. Ooh. Flex.
Okay.
Flex.
Maybe he'd be
He
better
does.
as a
He does say.
manager.
He does say flex every time he does that.
Flex.
Oh wow.
Flex.
Aaron flexes in. Anyway, um, mm, maybe he just needs a little help. That's all.
You can't get help when you remember the premier intramural bruiseball team, the Blue Bolts. And it's
Why?
at that moment that the teacher kind of like tells everyone to quiet up a little bit and the class begins. You can make me an agility roll to determine how well you dance. Poor Vivet.
I
A
think
12
I think he could work harder on his attendance.
A 12 with hope, that is a success. You have a solid dance class. Some of these dance moves are different, like they use different names. Like they say, oh, do a pirouette when you're just used to calling it a twirl. But, you know, once that sort of nomenclature is picked up and figured out, you're able to pick things up pretty quickly. And you have a pretty solid class. Both Ambrosh and Talgroth take note of you. And as you have a little bit of a break between this section and the next class period, chat, we're going to take a short commercial break before getting into that. We'll be right back. And we're back. So the afternoon has come. It's time for the sort of like next class period of the day. Cole, what do you get up to after your morning nap?
Cole is going to look for the geology class and see if there are any good rocks around on the way over there to maybe bring into the class. Real fond of show and tell, so
the geology class today, when you get to like the room, there's a little note saying that today's geology class is actually going to be taking place outside, at a sort of river that runs through the island of the school. When you arrive there, the geology teacher is sort of waiting for students to come, and they're, you know, you've been to classes for a hot minute, so you do recognize them. They're a dwarven man. And they just kind of like wave and they say, Cole, good to see you. And that's still not much of a talker. Fair enough. Well, we're going to be doing a little bit of a rock search today. And some more students come and they say, yep, today we're going to be taking a look at river sedimentary rocks. and possibly finding some special ones, as I have placed some rather valuable rocks into the river, and it'll be up to you all to identify and find them all. And the student's kind of like, oh yeah, yeah. And yeah, so Cole, for geology, I'll give you two options.
Okay.
You can either make me a instinct roll to find basically a pretty looking rock or a good looking rock,
Mhm.
or you can make me a finesse roll to be able to basically collect a challenging to get rock.
Ooh, I think I will go with the instinct roll.
Okay. Roll it. Holy moly, Cole, that is a great success with hope. That is a
Mhm.
23, 24, 25 with hope. Oof, almost maximum that you can get. Yeah, Cole, you
Rocks.
find, as you're looking for like a rock, you're looking for like something really valuable, and you find probably the most valuable rock there is. There is a rock that appears to just be a normal rock, but when you collect it, you think about it, you can see that it's like sort of like cylindrical in shape. And that says that it's probably something very interesting on the inside. Cole, can you make me a strength or finesse to break the rock open?
I'll go with finesse.
Okay.
Oof.
12 with hope. 12 is still a success for this. You manage to crack it open in a way it doesn't damage the rock inside, and it shows that you have a jade in your hands.
Ooh.
Don't forget to mark a hope.
Mark 2 hope, in fact.
Ooh.
Because
Ooh.
1 hope.
Generous.
And, no, well, the first one was also a success with hope.
All right. And
fair.
I'm not seeing. Okay. Oh, there it is.
And you can also add to like your notes valuable rock.
Ooh.
Valuable jade stone. You get the highest grade for the class. The Professor Golden Rock is unsurprised that you're the one to find it. And they just kind of smile and say, "Good to see you, Cole. Looking forward to this year."
Teacher's pet.
Well, speaking of teachers' pets, things that are the opposite of teacher pets, McKenna. What is your character getting up to for their second block of the day?
Hazel is going to make it look like she's headed for the bathroom,
Mhm.
but she's actually heading to the poetry class
Ooh.
as stealthily as possible.
That sounds like a finesse roll to me.
It might necessitate a finesse roll.
Let's see how well you do this.
Oh, that's not good at all.
Oh, that is a failure with fear.
Yeah, it is.
So I think as you are running, as you're like trying to make this maneuver work, you walk towards the area of the bathrooms, and then you basically start to veer off when you hear a oh ho ho, and standing behind you is a mixture of a young woman. She is a infern and a catchery, so Tefling cat person.
Interesting.
In a gaudy dress, like she looks like a wannabe villainess.
Can I help you?
You're in my territory, the territory of Nyloth Vermilion, greatest member of the cardinal court in the school. Don't you know that this is my
to
time?
The bathroom. Is that
These
okay
bathrooms
with
are
you?
cardinal court bathrooms. Your sable is going to smell up the joint because of the stable that you live in.
You want to watch or something?
All the other, like, she's now suddenly joined by like 5 other girls behind her, all in like slightly less gaudy but like color complementary dresses. Says, "Oh, I don't want you ruining our bathroom with your lesser excrement." And they all like go,
You guys are fucking weird and not in a fun way.
They seem completely
If you want
unbothered
to
by
act
you.
like your shit don't stink, that's fine. But we both know you're wrong. I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation
Okay.
Ooh.
and make her smell fucking rank.
Okay, I like that.
Oh, this is school stuff. Yeah,
This is school
absolutely-
stuff.
This is cool stuff.
This is a maneuver that I've always wanted to pull, but have never actually had the opportunity.
You cast the spell, and she starts to smell. You start to have like the smell show up on her. Make me a presence check
Oh,
to see how well your
okay.
insult sticks.
Ah, damn. Oh, that is with hope. Okay.
So it's a failure with hope.
Well,
So the spell sticks. It happens. But you see them as like you're casting that spell. They notice it happening, and they kind of like, sort of like tap a charm on their shoulder, and it changes the spell. So it like creates like a perfume cloud around them instead. And they say, "Oh, you're going to have to do better than that, you sable want to be."
I'd have to care.
And sort of like as it looks like they're about to, well, it's time for a taste of your own medicine. And as it looks like they're
Uh-oh.
about to cast a spell on you, because you failed with hope, there's going to be a ahem, and behind them, floating in the air is Yanis.
Oh God.
They're gonna make you like them.
Nyloth, stop being rude to people. Go to class. My God, God knows your goodness gracious knows that your grades could use it.
I'm
And
gonna slip away while she's lecturing.
yeah, and yeah, you slip away and you manage to make it to the poetry class on time. Poetry class goes without bother for you, and it's sort of just a free-form writing day.
Mm-hmm.
So no real rules required for it, but you do have a good poetry class after that event. And you got to meet Nyloth.
And I got to meet Nyloth.
I love Nyloth.
For why? Do we? Who's we?
But I love Nyloth.
Okay.
All right, well, that's you. Sarah,
Me.
what's your afternoon look like?
Ooh, my brain knows a couple of them, but is there a class that has some archery?
Yeah,
Or-
there is like a straight up like archery class. There is a straight up sort of like there's a sport archery, a hunting archery class. Like there's a variety of different archery classes. Today's archery class is just a generalized like warm up with archery again. That one's being held in the dormitory for the Azure Arachnids, in that sort of
Okay.
stadium they have.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do that for today.
Yeah, you're spending a lot of time with the Arachnids.
Not by choice, just by proxy more than anything
It's
else.
fine.
I think like da 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 da. Ooh, archery.
Oh.
Yeah, and you're able to get in there, and it's a pretty uneventful class. It's just sort of some shots, some general targets are set up. A instructor who is one of the college students starts up with basically like a lecture of bow safety. When on the bow range, don't fire arrows as someone's collecting arrows and stuff like that. If you want, you can
He's
make me,
doing this with the arrow.
you can make me an agility check to see how well you shoot your arrow. Fire at will, so to speak.
Fire away.
Oh, a critical! Our first critical. So
Bing, bing, bing.
you have a hell of a class. At one point they decide to do like just like a fun student archery competition, and it comes down to you and one of the actual members of the Blue Bolts. Just like one of the other guys. His name is Arnon, and Arnon basically is firing bullseye, and then just above the bullseye. For their second shot after you hit a bullseye as well. So it becomes your second shot, and you basically need to hit either the same shot or a better shot. You fire it, it splits down the middle of your last arrow, getting you another bullseye, and like the class goes wild.
It's the first one is very like deep, bop, and it hits, and then the second one is like, ooh, okay, and then she lifts up the arrow tip and goes, for good luck, Prince Momo. And the little squirrel comes up out of her like fur collar and just goes on the arrow. She just like slams it right down. She goes, he never fails. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Arnon gives you like a round of applause. Hey, that was a good shot.
Thanks.
That was really solid. Hey, have you ever considered trying out Bruise Ball? Like
No.
if you could throw together a team for the intramural tournament, you could probably do pretty good with them.
I'm not really a contact person.
That's fair.
So, unless it's like a dance battle, probably not.
Well,
Plus,
you know,
I don't know a lot of people and I don't have a lot of like friends, so I don't even know who to ask.
that's fair. Well, our group came together because we were all roommates in our first semester, so we just kind of threw together on a team and saw how well it would work, and you know what, it worked pretty well. We got Vivid, who's a bit of a weak link, but you know what can you do, right?
I don't know. I mean, if there's a weak link, you gotta find a way to strengthen it.
Yeah, either way. If you do decide to jump into the tournament, I hopefully we won't have to go against you. He smiles and like you can tell that he's just sort of like being nice at this point. And it just the class ends, they head off. Alrighty.
Okay. There's like she has no concept. She doesn't know what it is. Like she doesn't know what Bruise Ball is at all. Like
Would you like to look into what Bruise Ball is?
I don't think.
This is Will asking.
I was just curious.
I don't think. Well, you could have somebody explain it to Quinn. Whether or not it retains is
Well, I
a
guess,
different story.
Does Quinn seek out information on Bruise Ball?
No.
Okay, then Quinn does not get information on Bruise
Be
Ball.
essentially given to her because she will be like, okay, he was nice, whatever his name was.
Arlen.
Who?
And then we come to Matt.
So, Beatrice, is going to actually, after this first class, where they both unintentionally and not voluntarily had to interact with someone, wasn't part of the plan, and they had to. It was a lot of work, it seemed, to get a little bit out of that class. They had to really try a lot harder than they hoped they had.
Mm-hmm.
So feeling a little down on themselves and needing to clear some stress, they are going to retreat to the nearest washroom, and they are going to strategically lean up against the far wall, and they're going to light up one of their terribly rolled cigarettes, and I'm going to take a short rest.
Okay.
So I believe with a short rest,
You can mark one stress off.
well, for a short rest, I get to clear stress. Clear a number of stress equal to 1d4 plus your tier, unless this is not a full short rest.
This would not be a full short rest.
All right,
Fast periods aren't long enough for it.
Okay, I will clear one stress. I'll take what I can get.
While you're in the bathroom, smoking, another person comes in. There's sort of like a hallway basically that goes into like the two bathrooms. And you're sort of like standing in that hallway because like people don't like people actually smoking in the bathroom itself. It's just kind of like grody when people.
I am by
their
the
business.
window.
Yeah, there's like a window at like the entry point between the two of them.
I'm not that much of a jerk.
And just as you're there, an Infern, just a guy comes up and he's just standing there. He lights one up too.
Wait, is he in the women's washroom?
No, the only window is at the point connecting the two bathrooms.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
The bathrooms are connected?
Yeah, it's like a hallway and then it splits into the two bathrooms with like a window at the end. Hallway, window, bathroom to the left, bathroom to the right, like an airport.
So the window is at the bottom of the Y.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
Smoke, 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 smoking noises.
I will roll to avoid eye contact with this person.
What's an anti-presence roll? I guess that would be finesse. Roll finesse.
I should be good at this.
Roll finesse to act casual.
Okay. 21.
So I think you act very casually, and like the entire period goes by without danger until at the very end of the period where he makes full eye contact with you after like putting out his bud and says,
Damn my
pretty
lack
cool.
of eyelids.
You'll be pretty cool. You seem pretty cool. I'll see you around. And they wink. They just walk away.
Did they say all of that? Did they say like
Yes.
you'll
Yeah.
be pretty cool. You seem pretty cool.
I'm like,
See you
was that-
around.
Was that
Yeah.
Hazel under an illusion spell? Also,
that-
can you describe this infernal?
Purple skin,
Okay.
singular horn. And on the singular horn, there's like little holes that have been drilled through it. And then those inner holes have been like painted with like darker purples.
I should have just spent this time working on my knitting project. Damn it.
It's with that the day of school comes to an end. It's a shorter day for the first day.
Fair.
But things are pretty easily done now at that point. Your only other event on the docket for now before you're given free time is the sort of dormitory meeting. It's taking place in the lecture hall that's actually in the dorm itself. As you all get in there, the rest of the dorm is there. Belle has saved you all a spot next to them on sort of like a bench. Like in the back.
I'm going to find the darkest corner to stand in.
That's near to the left of the bench, to the left of
That
Belle.
works for me. That
Yep.
works for me.
All kinds
I
of
think
hey,
Hazel's prerogative is usually to kind of like sit up in the rafters.
that's fair. Is there anyone sitting with like the seats that Belle saved for you all? Yeah, Cole is.
No.
Awesome.
Good on you, Cole. Good on you. We appreciate the sacrifice you're making. Leveled up.
Where is where is Quinn sitting? You're muted, Quinn.
That would explain it. I'm sitting with her.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Literally, I'm like, ooh, seats. Hi, Belle.
hi, Quinn. Hi, Cole. It's nice to have friends, and they just kind of smile.
Oh boy.
Right?
Dang. No red flags there.
Friends are fun.
Right?
Mhm.
And yeah, Professor Mann kind of takes the podium in the lecture hall and says, hello, stable students. Welcome to this semester's dormitory meeting. General rules still stand, so if everyone can do me a favor and not set any fires in your room. Looking at you, Tolan, in one of the more gruff-looking giantkin with an apron, kind of crosses his arms and says, "What? I wanted to make some steaks." I was like, "Yeah, Tolan, make them in the kitchen, not in your room. I don't want to have to clean up grill marks off the floor between semesters, thank you." It's like, fine. It's like, all right. Well, everyone, I'm looking forward to having you all here again this year. We did lose a number of our folks to the other dormitories. They kind of snatch people up as they see people fitting in. But,
Traitors.
we have our own little stable family here together. That being said, families do tend to help each other with the chores. So, of course, I do have the breakdown for the dormitory chore list up here ready to go. The following students tonight will be helping me with the classroom cleanup. So we, of course, have Belle, Cole, we have Quinn, Hazel, and Beatrice.
Damn it! I left the pills that I made that allow me to fake cough blood in my room.
You 5 will be helping me out with classroom cleaning tonight.
Ooh, fun!
And it shouldn't be too long, and then you can have the rest of your night to be up to your own devices. And of course, you'll get some extra time with Mittens. And the cat kind of like it pounces onto the desk, looks at Cole, and then walks behind Professor Man.
Man.
And of course, I'll give you some lovely snacks afterwards as a thank you for the help.
Snacks.
Yes, Cole.
Can Mittens eat the snacks?
Mittens has their own snacks. I have little special cat treats for them. Yes, Cole.
Can I forgo my snacks for a snack for Mittens?
I will give you your snack and a snack for Mittens as well. Yes, Cole.
Can I give Mittens the snack?
Yes, of course. But yes, friends, I do look forward to this semester with all of you, and let us have a good semester and a good rest of our year. Oh, sorry, the Azure Arachnids also said they wanted me to mention to anyone if people wanted to submit Bruiseball teams for the school intramurals, to please submit your names by the end of next week to join the Bruiseball tournament. If you're hoping to get into the Azure Arachnids, it might be a good way for you to put yourself in front of them if you can put a team together. That is all. Second year students, don't forget about your research projects. Get started on those sooner rather than later. You don't want those coming late. And they will dismiss all the other students except for you 5 who've been asked to stick back to clean the room. I roll it. I do it by selecting the rooms out of a hat, and you were the ones I picked first, so you'll be helping me out tonight. I appreciate the help, all of you. It's always wonderful to have time with students like yourselves. We're just cleaning up my lecture hall in here. It's just sort of leftovers of a lecture on sort of short transiental portal theory that I was doing for some of the college level students tonight before the meeting. And yeah, they'll point behind them to the chalkboard, and there is like a very, very, very complex magical circle that has been drawn into chalk. It is like one magical circle at the base, and it has 3 magical circles built on top of it. It says, yes, I was describing how short-range sort of teleportation works using planar telemetry as a means of pulling yourself to other points on this plane.
Hazel gives Beatrix a significant look and sets a magic hand about doing her chores for her while she studies the circle on the board.
I will leave you all to the classroom. I'll go into my private office there. I'll be taking care of some of the paperwork for the higher level students. But once basically everything is reset in this room, you're all good to go on with your evening.
10-4.
Quinn just like happily starts picking up the broom and starts sweeping and is like humming under her breath. But every time she looks up at the board, you just hear her go, and then and then turns away and faces away from it and starts sweeping the world.
It is incredibly complex magical theory. If you would like to attempt to understand it,
Yes, I would.
You can make me a knowledge check. I will say it is a very hard DC.
I would like to ask, just looking at this and knowing that it's very complex and that we also are supposed to be here doing a task, could I use a finesse check just to copy it down? I'm not even going to try and understand it right now. I just want to copy it into a book I carry with me.
Yeah, I'd allow that.
All right, I will roll finesse. 15 with fear.
Okay, cool. That
I'm
fear
gonna
will
roll.
come. That fear will come into effect later on in this campaign.
I mean,
Oh no.
how much fear do you
Oh,
have at this
no.
point?
I have max. I'm at 3.
What do I have to roll to not get a headache from looking at it?
I think it might be a max.
I don't think there is a max for
I don't
fear.
think there's a max for fear. I've been kind of hoarding it during this section a little bit, unfortunately. So
Save it for when you want to interrupt
I mean,
us in
technically,
combat.
I spent a fear on Nyloth. I should have declared that existing.
Take 1 minor HP damage every time.
An
So
18. That is a failure with hope. So I think you begin to understand some of the rudimentary of it, but you can't fully grasp the entirety of the circle. With some additional studying.
Can I spend any stress to understand it a bit better?
Yeah, I'll let you spend a stress if you want to understand, to get a little bit of a baseline understanding rather than a surface level one.
Yeah.
Cole, were you
I'd
also
spend
attempting?
2 stress if it let me get anything more.
Unfortunately, you won't be able to spend more.
Pardon me, there
Understandable.
is a maximum of fear, but it is 12.
Oh, okay. I think I'm at 10 right now, so.
Oh, and this might be with +2 because this is a magical studies roll.
Well, do you want to spend a hope to use that experience to get a +2?
Yes.
Okay, so spend a hope if you have a hope.
Yes.
So that will bring it up to a 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, a 19, which is still a failure.
Well, then I'm marking that stress anyway to do it one better.
If Hazel is obvious about like standing there and like obviously trying to like
Yeah, she's making
mutter
no
under her
secret
breath,
of it.
at some point, very casual like just walking past to do some sweeping in the back of the room or something, you hear Beatrice just under her breath kind of whisper to you, "I appreciate the effort," and just keeps walking.
I don't think Hazel was necessarily looking into it specifically for Beatrix, but like, slay.
As you're all doing your cleaning tasks, the work goes by pretty quickly. Belle takes care of a lot of it too. And eventually they will, basically the only thing left will be to clean the board. So Belle will say, hey, I got this. And they'll just grab an eraser and they'll start erasing the magic circle.
I don't think Teach wanted that erased.
He
They
said to
were
reset the
working on it.
room.
I don't think he meant this. Did he not make some sort of comment about it? I don't know. He mentioned it and then I
just
focused on it and stopped listening.
Class. It looks like crop circles.
Let's just ask.
Yeah. They go knock on the door. Professor Manning says, "Oh yes, you can erase the chalkboard. Thank you. I appreciate it. Once you've done that, I'll get the snacks ready and I'll meet you in the mess hall."
Sick.
And you see them basically close the door of their office and head out the other door that's like connecting into like the staff area of the dorm. And Belle kind of looks and says, "All right, I guess we're good to go." And they start to erase the chalkboard. And as they erase the chalkboard, chalk begins to fill the room.
Mm.
And it begins to fill the room to a almost surprising and mysterious amount. Before you know it, your entirety of your vision is fully covered by chalk dust. And
my black cloak.
when the chalk settles, you find yourself back in the school in one of the classrooms.
Mm.
And as you sort of come to in your surroundings, we're going to take our final commercial break.
Ooh.
Oh.
And we are back. As the chalk dust settles, you find yourself back in the main school of Lunala Academy with one very distinct change. It's almost like the entirety of reality around you is an oil painting. It almost looks like you are inside an oil painting at this point. Very similar to McKenna's virtual background. It's sort of texture of reality has changed to that.
The prophecy.
Are we textured or are we pretty
You are
solid?
still yourself.
Oh no, I'm two-dimensional.
You're almost out of you're a different texture to the rest of the world around you.
We're the next layer of the Disney World film. Yeah, got it.
Bella's there as well. They look a little bit perplexed, but very calm, oddly enough.
I don't think we're supposed to
Did have to spend
be
fear.
here.
Fear.
Is this a normal thing, or
what did you what
I-
happened?
I erased the circle on the board, and it appears as though a magical effect triggered.
Is that a thing? I don't...
With Lunala Academy, yeah, I mean, it's, a thing that can happen, I've heard.
Quinn
Fascinating.
looks at Toupee and goes, "You're smart. What is happening?"
Can I make some kind of knowledge check to see?
If you want to roll with knowledge to figure out what has happened, you can.
That's a 21 with hope.
That's a 21 with fear.
Fear.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you got a 12
it's
on the
blue,
fear
it's
die.
fear.
I keep getting them mixed up because I'm like orange, bad, scary, blue, good, and it won't let me change the color.
So you realize that you're sort of on another layer of reality. Not like the material plane, but not like another plane of existence. This is sort of like a corridor between planes of existence. So think of it as sort of like a liminal space between if this was Pathfinder, between the material plane and the Shadowfell, or the material plane and the First World. This is sort of the connective tissue between the two.
Does Hazel share this information?
Yes, but she probably does it in a very hazily way, where she's like, "We're no longer on the plane that we once were. We are between the veils."
I mean, with that information, though, Beatrice is now going to start swiftly but carefully investigating any doors or openings she can see.
Yeah, there is the door to the classroom. Do you open it up into the hallway?
Yes.
As you open up the door into the hallway, you see the school. The school hallway, the school with its fabulous sort of multiple courtyard in the middle of the actual building that had multiple layers stacked on top. That's open air and just lovely. But the stairways and the hallways are connected, and they're moving in almost impossible ways. You can see an upside down stairway that curves up and becomes upside down into a hallway that's upside down. It's almost
Escher?
it's like an Escher painting.
What, the MC Escher? Oh, and I thought the board thing gave me a headache.
I hand Quinn a cigarette. Here, take the etch off.
Oh, I don't partake, but thank
Don't smoke, kids. It's bad for you.
The cigarette in question is also yay long.
Yeah, because I am small compared to all of you except for Hazel.
oh my god, that's so
Upon
good.
revealing of this knowledge, I need everyone to make me a reactive roll.
Which one is that?
Either it's just going to be your normal thing. It just means that I don't mark fear on them. On either a knowledge, presence, or instinct roll, whatever you prefer. This is to hold yourself together in whatever methodology you do so with,
Stay
rational
cool and
knowledge,
presence.
rational knowledge for doing that. Presence, just maintaining your personality or instinct, being like, hey, there's a rational reason we can do this.
16, but you mentioned you weren't doing fear.
No, so there's no hope or fear on this one, just a straight up determined
Dang it.
success.
I wanted to get a
Okay,
hope.
good.
16, 17, 18. So 18 is
Wait,
success.
do we mark hope when we roll with fear?
No.
No.
When you
Okay.
roll with fear, you don't gain a hope.
When is it that you mark hope?
When
When you
with
roll
hope.
with hope.
Oh,
you
then
get it-
I should be marking some hope.
Yes.
10,
Because, for instance,
16, 17, 18,
you get a
success.
cool thing for being a fairy, but it takes 3 hope to use it.
So Beatrix,
I
you
do.
fail. Seeing this stresses you out. Mark 1 stress.
I am reminded when I fell away from my home and everyone I know and loved.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I guess if that memory hits you, mark 2 stress.
God damn it. What is
I
this
like
darkest dungeon?
That sounds good to me.
Glad none of my abilities need a stress to use. Well, no. If I want to do a cool flying dodge, it takes a stress.
How much stress are you
Mhm.
at now, Matt?
I'm at 4.
You're gonna start taking damage soon from it. Crazy how that works. But Belle seems very calm. Belle kind of looks around and says, okay, so if we're in this sort of state, they take like a little pocketbook out from their pack and they open it up and they start like taking down notes on things. Interesting. And you see them almost like sort of getting absorbed into their own like thoughts and notebook at this point.
Oh,
You don't seem super surprised to be here.
Mentioning that, Belle kind of looks at you. I'm not truthfully, this is actually partially why I came to the school.
Elaborate.
Well, there's sort of like these occult rumors of, the school's founder, Dr. Krokern Arnes, the halfling who mysteriously disappeared after founding the school after a few semesters. Many people think that they basically fell into this space and are still here to this day, and sort of have like a treasure trove of occult knowledge, and that's sort of something that I'm really interested in. And so I came to the school after hearing rumors of all this, hoping to kind of stumble my way into this. So it's actually quite fitting. It's worked out very well for me.
Are we stuck here?
Oh no, we just need to find an exit.
We have animal husbandry tomorrow.
Yeah, we should be able to get out of here. I should be able to find us a way out. I didn't think that I would get pulled in here without me sort of like aiming to, so I don't unfortunately have like my own exit already pre-planned. But it shouldn't be too hard to find a way out. Just sort of with my own occult knowledge.
If it's not hard to find a way out, why didn't that one guy already find a way out?
Well, it's not difficult if you know what you're looking for, but if it's sort of like unexplored space to you, you might get lost. Time might move differently. It's very sort of esoteric.
I wonder if we'll be able to find another classroom with more chalk.
Will we get out by the end of the night?
I hope so. But you know what? I'm sure that all of us working together, we can find our way out of here.
I guess we don't have much of a choice.
Let's I think we should get to it.
Yeah.
So with that, we're going to begin our first encounter.
Uh-oh.
A exploration encounter for the Dreamer's Maze.
Oh boy.
This oil-painted version of reality with shifting and impossible paths, creating a maze-like structure in a very familiar setting. Though things are a different texture than what you're used to, many of the school's hallways still stand as they are and offer a decent means of navigating this now albeit slightly messier version of material space. So, in order to make it through the shifting pathways, you can attempt a instinct roll to identify some pieces of information about the area. You can attempt finesse, presence, knowledge, anything that you can think of to how you would want to basically navigate this area. Like, oh, I want to jump from this stairwell to this stairwell. Well, you can make an agility or strength check, stuff like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I want to note down like the major differences between this version of the world and the real one.
Sure. So what was that instinct roll for, though?
Cole is going to take his finger, get some of the chalk dust, and like see if there's any like wind or anything, or if he's getting any weird taste from the chalk dust.
So with 13, that's a success with hope. So mark hope. And yeah, you do so. The chalk dust doesn't have any strange flavor to it. But the wind, it's very strange. It's pulling up and towards the center of the school to like where the tower is on the school itself.
He's just gonna start walking.
Okay, Cole just starts walking, following the wind through the tunnels. McKenna.
13 with hope to make check for pattern recognition.
Yeah, you're able to start creating a rough map. It looks like the floors are staying relatively like consistent with each other. Like it doesn't look like there's like half floors. It looks like basically the space in the school is being repurposed rather than new space being created. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But at the very least, this maze is limited to the size of the school, which is still pretty big, but it's not something that would be like impossible to brute force if you had to.
Okay. What is Belle doing, by the way?
Belle is navigating as well. Belle's been providing you all a secret bonus to these rolls.
Oh.
I would like to try and use finesse, and combined with the fact that I'm a fairy and can just fly, to sort of, in amongst this shifting landscape, to find the best position to kind of just stand so I can look around at everything and possibly spot anything useful or interesting.
Roll it.
Oh, for sake.
With that, am going to spend that fear and another 3 fear for 4 fear in total.
Oh no! What have you done, Matt?
And as you're sort of like looking for and getting your bearings, Beatrix, you notice a humanoid figure down one of the hallways that is not the same texture as you, but is in fact this inky texture.
Ruh-roh.
Belle, also now being alerted to it, kind of like looks back at the thing and says, "Oh no, everyone, that's not good. We need to get." And before they can finish, the thing just raises a finger and points at Belle. A single droplet of ink detaches from it, fires incredibly quickly into Belle, and as they say "run," Belle explodes.
Oh no. Okay.
And as this creature begins to pursue the party, that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
As I see this happen, Beatrice is going to reach into her kind of bag with her, sort of like just feel around and like touch as like a touchstone the half-finished sewing project in her bag, and just say, "Oh, Webley II, we're in it now."
And I do need you all to do me a favor, though, and mark a stress.
God damn it.
Yeah.
As seeing one of your classmates explode, a little bit
That'll
stressful.
do it.
But thank you all so much for coming to tonight's episode of Ocean Light. Join us next time for the Dreamstalker encounter. Otherwise, we will see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.